so excited to share my wedding plans. So now that we've officially, invited everyone or most people know about our wedding plans, I feel like I can talk about it a little bit more openly now and explain why we decided to do a Disney cruise. That has definitely been a question, probably not by my family or friends. There's no shock there for them, but probably for other people, they wanted to know like, oh, why did you choose this route? So let me first kind of walk you through how we came to our decision to a Disney cruise. Philip and I got engaged at the end of July, and within a few days, my family was calling and asking, where's it gonna be at? How long should they take off for work? Should they put in vacation for it? Like, I was getting bombarded with questions as soon as we got engaged. And naturally so, my family's from the East Coast, so I think they were really curious, like, hey, if you're gonna do it in San Diego, give us the heads up so that we can go ahead and start planning for it. And so I quickly got really overwhelmed because I really didn't know what I wanted. I wasn't really one of these girls who already had been planning my wedding for years. I mean, I had ideas maybe from a child, like, oh yes, I love Disney World and all things magical, and I love that whole aspect of it. But current day life, I hadn't really, of course I was thinking of marrying Philip, but as far as that wedding goes, I was like, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you what I wanted to do for a wedding. So we got engaged. I started to tell him, I really don't know what to do. He didn't really have he wasn't like leaning one way or the other. So Philip went out, bought a whiteboard, bought markers, and we wrote down San Diego, we wrote down the East Coast, we wrote down eloping, and we were really just trying to figure out what was going to be the best option for us and our friends and our family, and the most cost effective at the same time. After we weighed all of our pros and cons, including financials, eloping was our best option. And I was actually really okay with that. I'm not the one who wanted to have a huge wedding anyways. Like, I did know that was gonna be off the table. So I was like, this is gonna be perfect. We'll just elope. No one has to spend any money. No one has to go out of their way for us. We will just fly to Hawaii, get married, you and I, and come back to work on a Monday and call it a day kind of thing. So we had made that decision to elope. In that process though, I was also still kind of looking at my options just to know. I was looking at San Diego wedding locations, venues, kind of seeing like what it was gonna cost just in case we did do it here. But because I do have a natural tie to Disney, I grew up going to Disney World. I love all the magic. I love everything about Disney. I've done Disney cruises. I've done all the Disney things. And Philip is now marrying into a Disney fanatic family, wife, whatever you want to call it. So now he has become a Disney fan. And of course, we got engaged at the Grand Floridian, the wedding pavilion, which is on Disney World's property. So we are a Disney couple through and through. And because of that, I quite naturally did want to know how much is a Disney World wedding gonna be? Even if we just elope there, even if it's just him and I, how much would it cost me to get married at the wedding pavilion? So I set up a meeting with Disney's Fairy Tale Weddings wedding planner, and I went through everything with him. He was amazing. I believe his name was Joe. Loved him. I wish he could have stayed my wedding planner. And he went through all the prices with me, went through all of the questions that I have. And in my head, as we were going through it, I already knew we weren't going to get married there. The prices that we were talking about, even just for Philip and I to elope there and it just be him and I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. And so, I got off the phone with him and said, you know what, as much as I love Disney and as much as that would be a great dream of mine to get married at Disney World, it's just, I'm not going to drop that kind of money on it. I'm not going to do it. So we had ruled that out already. So again, we were looking at elopement options, Hawaii, looking at all these different places. I had been on the phone with my dad, who had mentioned, why don't you look into a cruise? Like, that's a really great, bang for your buck kind of thing. And I thought, oh, that's a good idea. And then it just came to me. I was like, what cruise? Well, if I'm gonna do a cruise, I'm definitely gonna do a Disney cruise. I've done Disney cruises, I've done other cruise lines. I personally love Disney cruises. They are expensive. That's the number one thing that you hear about Disney cruise lines. They are expensive. They're expensive for a reason. They have great quality. It's like 5-star everything. And so I said, gosh, that would get me kind of into Disney. So I called the wedding planner back and said, could I do a Disney cruise like wedding? And he said, you know what? We have a wedding planner for the Disney Cruise Line. Let me connect you with her, have a meeting with her and see if that's a good fit. When I had the meeting with her, it sold me because she was like, this falls under Disney's fairy tale weddings. You are a Disney bride, you're a Disney couple for life. So that kind of magical Disney fairy tale weddings, we were gonna get that. We were just gonna get it on a cruise instead. And so, yeah, she went through all of my options for me, and then she showed me the price list, and I mean, I didn't even hesitate. I got off the phone with her, I called Philip, we talked about it, and I want to say we went ahead and booked it like almost immediately. Again, though, we were anticipating this was just going to be us. So as soon as I told my family, hey, Philip and I, we're going to get married on a Disney cruise. We're going to go to the Bahamas and just get married and, you know, just let it be us. And as soon as I kind of mentioned that to just like even one or two people in my family, they kind of laughed and was like, oh, this is a joke. Like, you think you're going to elope to the Bahamas without your family? Huh, yeah, right. And so I immediately realized my family was coming whether I wanted them to or not. And it's not that I didn't want them to, it was more of I never wanted people to feel obligated to pay that much money for my wedding. I know that Disney cruises are expensive, and I just didn't want them to feel obligated. But I would say probably within 2 weeks of me saying these are our plans, if you can come, great. If you can't, no worries. We do not hold it over your head. Most of my family have booked. They booked really quickly, and I'm super thankful for that, honestly. Like, I have several friends coming. I have really close family coming. I mean, my family has just been so supportive. So I love it that it's turned into a family vacation. So that is how we came to basically a Disney cruise. Because again, I know Disney cruises are expensive for people, but from the actual wedding aspect, it was a pretty inexpensive wedding itself. Between the cruise and the wedding, I mean, we are coming in under $10,000. And again, this is getting married in crystal blue water in the Bahamas, with Mickey Mouse too, you know? I mean, so it just, for me, it was like so perfect. We're thrilled that we're part of the Disney family, the Disney Fairy Tale Weddings family. It's a very exclusive type of group. It's already kind of given us some cool perks. I just love being a Disney bride already. Again, we haven't even gotten married yet, but they make you feel like royalty. I am looking forward to a great family vacation. I'm looking forward to a great honeymoon. I'm looking forward to a great wedding that is so far, even the planning is so seamless. Like, Disney has it down to a T. Like, the wedding planning already is just like exactly my style. I don't need to be, you know, overly controlling about everything. I just need, give me simplicity. Send me 4 sets of flowers and let me pick that out. Send me, you know, 4 sets of food options that I have and let me pick out my food. Like, it's just so easy, and it's like a well-oiled machine. Like, Disney has it down to a T. Anyways, we are absolutely thrilled. I'm gonna wrap this video up. That is our wedding plans as of right now. Fingers crossed everything goes seamless, and although we still have a little while before this wedding actually happens, I will happily update you after we are married and let you know exactly what we thought about our Disney cruise wedding.